Hello, welcome to ATP Health Hackers. My name is Tina Schneider. I'm the co-host with
Alexis Caputo.
Welcome back. So today we're going to talk about NAD. It's one of our favorite additions to our daily routine. And honestly, I can't imagine what life was like before we started it. Do you agree?
Yes, I agree, Tina.
I mean, truthfully. Did I sound like I was reading that? Because I'm really not. I have notes, but I wasn't reading that.
But as a side note, this is not medical advice.
Yes.
Just want to get that out there. But if you actually do want medical advice from me, you can. ATP Health is actually fully functional and operational now. So you know how to reach me, beat me anywhere you want me, whatever, if you know Kim Possible back in the day. Where I can actually give you a consultation and really optimize your health with all our services we provide. It can also be concierge, mobile, telemedicine, anything that can help to support you. We do IV optimization, vitamin therapy, peptides, which we're going to dive into today, as well as hormonal health. So yeah, all good things.
Yes. What I love is this is basically our opinion on what it does for us.
Mhm.
And I can also share testimonies of my clients that come into Spin 360. We have several people that are using NAD at the time. So I can give you everyone's personal experience has been completely different. Mine is different from Alexis's. I'm
Yes.
61, she's in her 30s. It's a huge difference, but they're both amazing qualities. For me, I will say the first thing I noticed when we started wasn't like this beautiful glowy skin that everyone talks about. Over time, that is one of the main things I do love about it now. But the first thing I can say, our first week of shots, was the amazing sleep. Like my sleep, I am, as we've talked about, a bundle of energy. It's hard for me to shut down my brain. When I go to bed at night, it takes me a little bit to wind down, not because I'm troubled or any of those things. I'm just one of those people that don't require a lot of sleep. So even if it's a 2 or 3 hour sleep, this sleep with NAD is amazing. I have these amazing dreams. That's how you know that you've entered REM, is once you have these dreams. You wake up and it could be like some show that we watched. I feel like I was in the movie, but with that incredible sleep, then it gives me this amazing amount of more energy once I'm at Spin 360. So for my classes, my weightlifting, anything else that I do extracurricular, because of the great sleep, was the very first benefit. Would you say your first benefit?
Well, I actually dabbled before sharing it with my mom. I did play with different dosing. I started off light, and then I went up in increments, and then I went up again. The first time on that third dosing, I actually got a pretty bad headache. So then I went back down, and we're kind of at a sweet spot, and that's
Yes.
what we've been doing
Yes.
ever since.
Like it works for us. Because, like, what about, not to cut you off, but someone called me the other day. They wanted to see if I would sell them 100-unit shot. And I was like, wow, I understand that places do that and they offer different pricing and all that. But my point was, we spread our 100 units out within the week.
Mhm.
And it just seems more, first of all, you're more easily absorbed. Now, this is not scientific information I'm giving you. What works best for us.
Mhm.
And she did get a massive headache. I remember you complaining about a really bad headache
Yeah.
the first time you did that high dose like that.
Mhm.
So kind of explain what we're doing, how we do it.
Well, I'll go to what I've noticed. I would say really, really good. I'm a good sleeper, anyways. I can sleep through earthquakes. My dogs jump in and out on me on my bed. So I wasn't really lacking in sleep, but I will say it's a deep sleep. As far as energy, I'm not like the Energizer bunny like my mom, but before NAD, anything mentally, because if you listen to all our interviews from our previous podcast, I am very type A, perfectionist in detail in everything I do. So before NAD, anything that required a cognitive concentration past like 2, 3 p.m., definitely out. Even back in high school, I wasn't one that did like the all-nighters. I would rather go to bed at like 10 p.m. and wake up like at 2 and 3 to study. I'm definitely a morning person. But now I could say with NAD, I can really focus on any task that I need to as long as I can. If you have gone to our website, atphealthhackers.com, that building that website, I think I already talked about it, but
good job. You did a good job.
I was on that website building it until like 9, 10 o'clock at night, to the point where my mom would come in and be like, stop crying, like you need to shut it off, because I'm very like a dog with a bone, like until the task is done. So I would say that definitely really benefits me with the NAD for sure.
Yes, and I can say as far as so the first week I tell you was sleep. Now we've been doing it. I don't know. This is our 4th month, 5th month. It's been a while.
Oh no, it's been way longer. How long was I at? When did I start that?
It's at least 5 months.
Yeah. Okay.
At least 5 months. So in the beginning, the sleep was amazing. Now I can say I've noticed an improvement in my skin, an improvement in mental clarity and focus. One of my girlfriends moved to Newport Beach and I train her on Thursdays. I'm not someone who likes to drive 5 miles out of the area. I can say now I get down there. I don't panic over the directions. My focus is a lot more clear. I have the energy to train her, go to lunch, and then still come home. It's like a 4-hour turnaround. Normally, that would be not something I'd look forward to, but I find myself, it doesn't bother me at all. So mental focus, clarity, sustained energy, a little bit behind that, the science, Alexis can probably dive deeper into it, but your mitochondria is the powerhouse of your cell. You can think of it like your cell phone battery. And as your cell phone ages, just like our bodies, it starts to die down. You got to plug it in more. So with ATP repairing it, you have more energy sustained because the mitochondria is healthier. So we stop making NAD around age 30. So she probably doesn't notice it as much as I do. Your body naturally makes it. I can tell a huge difference now in my everyday life.
I mean, NAD is in every cell of your body. So
Yes.
When you think about its effect, it's your whole body system as a whole. So
and how we kind of came up with the name, because ATP, Tina, peptides, Patty, our third entity, all things are possible. Anyway, ATP is huge. You know what I mean? If your mitochondria is working correctly and ATP is pushing out, it's just you're like a sustained. It's not like a boost when you do an espresso shot or you have too many. She can talk to you about that. I don't really ever feel that way with extra coffee, and I don't really do coffee all day, but she does.
I do.
Yeah, she does. And once you get that jittery feeling, you don't ever feel like that with this.
No.
Okay. So energy, skin, supple. It's like a lot more supple. Brightness, clarity. If you want to know what Hollywood's doing, why some of them look like they've never aged, they've been on NAD for years, not just, we aren't even at the year point yet. So I can imagine that it gets better and better and better.
Well, what's special about NAD is, although people categorize it as a peptide, it's actually more so a vitamin,
yes.
Derivative of B. I don't remember which.
B6.
B6. There's that NAD recall. So what's nice is it doesn't need to be cycled like other peptides, which I'm sure if you are in the peptide world, you hear a lot about the Wolverine, whatever blend you want to call it, BPC 157. So that's what makes NAD special. It's not something that needs to be cyclic. We do have some tips and tricks along the way.
Yes.
Especially when I was doing it myself. I had very nodular, stomach, because it is a sub-Q injection. So you can inject it in all areas of sub-Q, behind the arm, your belly, inner thigh.
Not for us, not scientific people like me. I wouldn't know what that meant until you told me. But
into fat.
Subcutaneous fat.
Yes.
Yeah, I know subcutaneous fat, but if someone said sub-Q, I may not know that. So
yes. So endo regions of fat.
yes.
And I was really getting really hard nodules. My mom is no pain.
Yeah.
So whatever, she doesn't get a burn sensation, but it does burn. Um, it burns me. Does it burn her?
And
Burns
clients
others.
have reported, so it's not just,
Yeah. No,
clients have reported that it burns when it goes in.
Yes. No, it stings afterwards too. But there are ways to actually avoid it that we've come across along the way. Tips that we've learned from others, so we will share go whatever, pay it forward and share with you. Some ways to do that is you can draw out the medication about like 20-30 minutes prior, because it does need to be refrigerated. So when you inject at room temp, it definitely minimizes that effect, as well as after you inject, you really vigorously rub the area. That way it's also distributing, and it kind of breaks it down to where you don't get that hard bump, because we were looking a little freaky for a while, especially in bathing suit season. It kind of looks weird. I mean, but we don't have many bumps anymore. So.
No. And a lot of my clients, when they first purchase their first vial from us, I'll check in with them along the way and I'll say, how are you doing? They go, oh, darn, I just forgot. So one of the tips that I came across and shared with them is, the beginning of the week, maybe on Sunday, we're a Monday to Friday injectors. That's what we do. Monday to Friday, we take Saturday and Sunday off. So I tell them on Saturday, why don't you draw all of your injections on Sunday? You'll have your 5 Monday through Friday ready to go. When you're getting ready in the morning, putting on your makeup, take it out of the refrigerator, maybe place it on your bathroom sink with your little alcohol tab. After it comes to room temperature within 20 minutes, then you inject it. Once you make it part of your routine, you won't forget.
Yes.
And it's important, if you buy it from us or you buy it from anyone, you want to make sure you're using it. That's the only way to feel the benefits. So I literally have to do reminders to some of my clients. Don't forget to take your NAD. Not everyone is excited. I love supplementation. She's a fan of supplementation now as well. I love the way it makes me feel. Why not enhance what you are purchasing by using it? So I always get really upset when someone says, I forgot to take it. They can't always count on me as a reminder. I want them to learn to make it part of your routine. And anything you put in your routine, as you've heard our other podcasts, I do love order. So for me, it's part of my daily routine. It's part of my order. We don't forget it. I look forward to Monday. I love Monday because we get to start the routine back in of the Monday and Friday injection.
And it has to be something, your routine, whatever is most easiest and convenient for you. I've heard through my medical schooling, like in our clinical rotations, that people that have to take medicine every night, they'll put a glass of water somewhere that signals like, oh, that's right, I have to take my medicine. So whatever little tips and tricks
also,
that you need to do.
Like too, you can do a reminder in your phone. I've even plugged in reminders in my phone in my older population. Yes. I'll say like 10 o'clock reminder. Some of the peptides, we'll talk about those another time. It's through the research, through our time and travels and going back and forth, they're better to take at night. So like I would forget at night. That's something I would do. So I would set a reminder in my phone. The reminder would go off. I put the little note that would say peptide. So there's lots of ways. You just need to ask us because we want you to be the most efficient. We want you to get every use out of every penny you spend. And that's part of what we do as a team is we're approachable. You can talk to us about anything and let us know what your problem is, and we'll try to find the solution because we're problem solvers.
And if you don't want to go to us at ATP Health, that's okay.
Yes.
But wherever you do go, because you are going to find them really cheap online, I just want to say be cautious. A lot of those websites are very sketchy. There's no research that's associated with them. You're always wanting to find papers, documentation. You want to know it's actually from a source lab in the United States. So the peptide world is a little in the gray area because it's not like FDA approved or whatever, but that doesn't mean anything to me, to be honest. That is my opinion. if
My
you
opinion.
get
We should wear
that,
my opinion shirts next week.
yeah, if you get that reference, it is Housewives. But where was I going with that?
Talking about like how dangerous it is to purchase just from any person online.
Yes.
So people will say, I found it cheaper.
Yes.
Yeah.
But so even though it's not FDA approved, there are registered labs that are FDA approved labs that do make peptides in the United States that are for human consumption. It's same with like the raw milk gang, whatever.
Yes.
You know, it says like not for human consumption. That's just to protect them legally. But with anything, there are ethically clean sources and there are ethically not clean sources. So if you even didn't want to use us, that's okay. If it is something that you came across and you want me to check it out for you, I wouldn't even mind doing that to help you out. So
yes, we host a California Physicians Group for GLP-1s. So we have semaglutide, trizepatide, and retatrutide. And I've had a little girl come in and she brought me her bottle that she purchased online. It was $100. First of all, it wasn't the same size as our vial, so I was already like, okay, so this is a lot less. But the first thing I saw in there, it says not for human consumption. Now, this is someone who was really afraid to start this process. Personally, I wouldn't use it if it said not for human consumption. She didn't know the lab that it was made in. She didn't know where the ingredients came from. She didn't know if they were from China. Allie does all that research. So anything you buy from us, the lab is from the United States, the pharmacy is from the United States, and the ingredients are pure and from the United States. That's very important. We're all about like, we want to give you the best deal, but if you find a better deal, don't be afraid to ask us.
Yes.
I was going to help her to inject a product she purchased somewhere else because she was afraid to do her first injection. I only happened to look at the bottle and I said, hey, did you see what it said here? And she didn't. She didn't notice it. It was delivered to her. She opened it up and she didn't even realize that it wasn't from the United States. So just in saying that, that's something else that we like to do. I also, before we don't get off track, NAD paired with the GLP-1s, your results are amplified.
Yeah.
So it does speed up fat metabolism. So you're having the GLP-1s that help take away the hunger pains, hunger thoughts, food noise, slows down your digestion, emptying process, and then you pair it with NAD, and the results are phenomenal. Most of my clients here that are on a GLP-1, whether it be semaglutide, trizepatide, only one or two people I've seen do. I can never say it correctly, but anyway, they are just, their fat metabolism is so much more, and they have so much more energy. The muscle retention when you are on those GLP-1s sometimes diminishes. So I tell them you should incorporate a weight training program. You should be doing some kind of cardio like spin. And those things will become where you don't have that, where people say like, oh, Ozempic face or Ozempic body.
Yes.
You know, we don't want you to have that either. We want you to look the way you should be looking for your age and better.
And then this hasn't been mentioned, but NAD does come in different forms if you aren't a fan of injections.
Yes.
Subcutaneous, into the fat, is actually the most optimal, the most benefits you are going to reap from doing it. But there are different forms. You can get it in IV, but warning, it does burn, and it's a very, 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 very long drip process. I think it's like 3 to 4 hours. There are also nasal spray options, and you can get it in oral form as well.
Yeah, some people like it in their drink. If you've never taken it, your first full script has a good brand. It's Nugent, and it goes into your drink. And so if you've never tried it, it does give you like a little benefit. You do notice it, but that's what kind of gave me the incentive to want to go to the injectables. And the injectables, a lot of people are afraid until they come in and they let us teach them how easy it really is.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. Your first shot, you might be a little afraid. And when they hear they have to do it themselves, as soon as we show them, it's just so simple that you're not afraid. One other thing, people were asking last week, what's this pole?
Oh.
And they're like, what's this pole behind you? It's just randomly there. So this is our attractive IV drip pull. This is our IV bar, one of them. We will come to your house if you like.
Yes.
But that is one of the services that we now provide with ATP Health Hackers and Allie's business that she has launched, ATP Health.
Yes.
So we can answer that question. We did obtain our first sponsor. They are going to be sending us some products in the mail. I said I have to take the product, use it to be able to discuss the benefits, if I like it or not. If we don't like it, you won't hear us talk about it. We'll never do anything. I never want to be that podcast that does negative
reviews.
Yeah, I'll never do a negative review. So it'll be a positive review on a product that I would try or help or take. If I don't talk about it, it means I don't want to do it. And then stay tuned for November 8th. We're going to have my cousin who opened up his own organic juice bar. He has one in Temecula. It's Will Batanti. And he just recently launched something in Los Angeles. So Glendora is in between his route. And he's going to come and show us his detox juices. He has a whole line of juice. And we're going to be able to share it all with all of you. And we'll be doing some interviews of how he started his business and how he came up with his recipes.
Yes. So thank you for staying tuned into this week's episode. Make sure to like, subscribe. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, anything you'd like us to help you with.
If there's a topic that you'd like us to discuss.
Yes.
It was really fun to get to hear from our first two sponsors. We want to hear from all of you. And each week we will dive deeper into each subject. Right now we're just trying to go across the top, skim, float off the top of each subject, but we will have deeper dives into all these subjects.
Yes.
In time.
I did mention earlier, my website is atphealthhackers.com. That's where you can find all of our services, a little bit more about us. We also did our last two episodes that do a deep dive into Tina, my mom, and me.
Alexis.
Yes.
So also when you see our videos, to add the comments, share, like, because it does get us out there, and that's how we obtained our first two sponsors. My cousin reached out because he said he saw the podcast, and a girlfriend of mine, I think she's somewhere back east, said, hey, I'd love for you to try my product. And I said, that'd be great. We would love to do that. So we would love to help you as well. This was really fun. This is our podcast area is complete now. It's our podcast area, but also our IV station. We're just waiting on a TV, and we're good to go. We'll come to you. We've been asked to go to a golf tournament. If we can set up before, we can give them some injections so they have an amazing game, or afterwards they can have an IV, whatever they like.
And that can also service your business if you want to do the same thing.
Yes. Or you have like a work, what's those things called when they have the work?
It was a mosquito.
Team building. We can do a team building at your office. Your employees will benefit, and you will benefit because your employees will be more hard at work.
Yes.
And willing to go. All right. Thank you so much. We're just rambling now, but it's okay because we enjoy talking to you.
Yes. And to each other.
God bless
as people
and have
think
a wonderful day.
Stay tuned for next time. Thank you. Bye.